Man, it is crazy to think that these are old trucks. And the question we keep getting asked today is, will a new truck replace this? And it's simple. One word, one action. No, don't buy it. This day of age, we're running into a federal mandate that's coming out talking about cars having AI control and all this other crap that's going to take over our ability as drivers to not drive our vehicle. Old cars and trucks like this never had that stuff. And guess what? They still don't need any of that stuff. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mike. I do a lot of classic car and truck stuff, and you've probably seen this square body truck if you're a regular follower of mine. And if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because we're going to talk about why I'm going to say these old trucks aren't going anywhere and why you should be able to still work on them and drive them as a regular car truck. I don't know about you, but new cars and new trucks, they're crap. Nobody cares for them. Most people feel like they have to go buy the newest one, but like many of us, if you haven't really realized, there hasn't been any changes on style, definitely not quality. If you've worked around any kind of new car truck, you know for a fact they don't last for long. And if you ask your neighbor where their car is when it's supposed to be in the driveway, they'll probably tell you it's still stuck in the shop with parts that are either not available or they're on back order, unable to fix it. Now, this whole crap with the computers and stuff in cars and cameras, I'm totally against it. I don't like the idea of it, and many of you guys are probably gonna say the exact same thing. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear down in the comment section that a camera in a vehicle as a tool to assist you as a driver is trash. The only reason they're looking for is getting any kind of data and any kind of information they want for you, and it's all for the purpose of taking over control of your vehicle. As a driver, you should be able to hop in your car or truck and get on and go, and it's in your control to do so. This is my 1984 Chevy square body truck. Again, this is something you've seen on my channel that I've gone through a motor change, driveline stuff, because I've got this truck back into shape where you can drive it anywhere and realistically put it between the lines and go anywhere you need to. These trucks have been around forever, and it's crazy to think that this truck is already over 40 years old. But look at it. You've got full steel fenders, hood, chrome bumpers, simple, easy to work on, and yeah, you can still get parts for it. Why in the hell are you gonna feel like you gotta go buy a brand new car or truck nowadays thinking that something like this can't do the job? My idea is simple. You have a choice. Either you need to buy a new car or truck, or you have to buy a new car or truck. And when I say new, I don't mean brand new. You can easily go get a 90s era or early 2000 era car or truck, put some money into it, maintaining it, and you can still drive it nowadays. Better reliability likely. Honestly, fuel economy. Have you not noticed that new cars and trucks, particularly trucks, have not changed fuel economy in over 40 years? Yeah, think about it. Like fuel economy on a pickup truck used to be between like 12, 13 miles a gallon. This square body truck on the highway with a 3-speed automatic transmission still gets almost 14 miles a gallon with a small block Chevrolet and a carburetor. Modern trucks are still getting between 14 and 15 miles a gallon with modern technology, more weight and all this other stuff, and things that break. Like really, do you think the fuel economy of paying for a 50, 60, or excuse me, now $80,000 brand new truck is gonna surpass the quality of something like this? Heck no. Now we get the whole battle of like, which engine's more reliable when you get a new car or truck? The small block Chevrolet engine has been around forever. I mean ever. And it's still reliable, still does the job. You go buy a modern car or truck nowadays, whether you go for General Motors with their V8s, the motors are known to fail internally. The transmissions will not hold up. Ask your Suburban Tahoe owners. They're gonna probably comment down below saying, yeah, my transmission went out before 50,000 miles. Doesn't surprise me. And you go look at the car and trucks that have, 6 cylinders, twin turbo and stuff like that nowadays. What, are they more efficient? No, they consume oil. More turbos are prone to failure. And when they don't have parts for you, you're stuck in the dealer waiting for it to be fixed for weeks at a time. Again, tell me then, why is an old truck going to be replaced by anything modern? It's a mindset at this point. Most people feel that these things are going to be off the road or incapable of fixing. If you pick the right brand, you're going to be in good shape. Whether you're looking at your American trucks, Chevrolet, Ford, even Dodge, they're not as popular in my eyes, but they're out there. You can still get parts for these trucks, you can still work on them and keep it within a budget. Now, I know there's a problem when we're running into part availability, and I know for a fact that I've also run into that a bit, so I've learned to stockpile bits and pieces on these things, and I've learned to also work on them. So if I can't get a brand new part, which a brand new part is not very good, if you got a part for this truck like in the 90s, it likely would have lasted. Hell, it would have lasted if it was in the 2000s. But But if you go buy a brand new part for it now, quote unquote new, that part's not even gonna work. The metals are trash, the electronics are not worth it, and they're gonna fail. So what I've told most people to do is learn to fix what's already there. A question I do see asked a lot when you get an old like square body Chevy like this is, if it's sitting in the woods or sitting somewhere and you need metal, where are you supposed to go? Thankfully, you've got companies like AMD that sells almost every bit of metal you need to repair one of these trucks or get them back on the road running. One of my favorite, USA One Industries, you can get all the interior pieces and stuff like that for these trucks. They carry the metals and all. You can go through LMC as well to get your parts you need. You can put one of these trucks back together and at least fix it for a reasonable price. And you're then back up and running, driving a cool truck. So we've gone over the basics on it. Trucks like this are not gonna have computer control, not gonna have cameras in them, and it's not gonna stop you from driving it. Parts availabilities. Yes, you can get parts for these things. Are they reliable? Absolutely. Anybody who's on here watching and knows these trucks, know they're reliable. And we're gonna get a battle between brands. I always love it, but again, I'm not biased on car or truck brand at this point in my life. If it's an old classic car or truck, I'm gonna keep it running on the road and I'm gonna enjoy it no matter what brand it is. Now I hope you guys enjoyed this video because for me, this one hit home and it's a little bit different than me actually working on the classic cars and trucks like you've seen in my other thing. I hear people all across my social media that this is crazy, we're being forced out of our old classic cars and trucks, or we're feeling like we're being forced to drive things that are modern and conforming. Guess what? Nope, you're not. You're choosing to follow that path. Instead, stick with what you got that's here. You can keep on working on them and you can still drive them. And trust me, you're gonna be better off in the long run. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a fun one for me because it's a little bit more of a kind of a rant on what I do with the classic cars and trucks and exactly why I still work on these things, because driving them is an experience. Anybody who finds themselves around a classic car truck will always stop to have a great conversation. They'll tell you about when they were a kid and when they used to sit in these things, drive around with their grandparents, their actual parents. And it's important for us to keep this kind of culture alive because the next generation needs to know what we're doing and they need to stick to this stuff. You don't need to get all the fancy technology stuff. You do not need to go buy anything modern and just follow the bandwagon, as they say. Absolutely not. So if it's an old classic car truck, you're gonna see it on this channel, you're gonna see me work on it, and I'm gonna make sure these things stay on the road and help anybody else who needs to do that. So if you got any comments about any kind of classic car truck, this is what I do as a profession, shoot me a message. I have my email down there as well. If you guys have any one that you need for client work, that's what I do. And speaking of an experience, I want to hear yours. Down in the comments, if you remember the first time in one of these old classic car trucks that you drove in and it inspired you to go ahead and get one today and then you're trying to get it restored, I want to hear it. Throw it down in the comments. So hope you guys enjoy. I'll catch you on the next video. Make sure you hit that notification bell and hit the subscribe if you stayed all the way through to hear me rant about cool old cars and trucks and why I keep them on the road and driving. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.